Welcome to Auntielope Sews. So I got a new embroidery machine and I've been playing around with it for a couple months now. So let's get into how to thread the machine and wind a bobbin. Okay, so we've got the Brother bobbin thread that came with the sewing machine here. Now this is specifically for your embroidery bobbin. So you're going to want to load it onto the machine so that thread is looping around this way. So if you can see the picture right there, it wants it to come off that way. So I'll go ahead and slip that on. And then you're going to want to use the top that best matches the size. So this one is too tiny. And I just set the other one down and of course I can't find it. So alrighty, so here's the top that best matches the thread. So go ahead and stick that on. Okay, and then for the bobbin threading, you're going to want to follow the dotted lines. So it comes through here through one. So slip that in, around the little metal thing, up, and then over. And you're going to want to go around the back, and then, so I don't see if you can see that. So around the back, and then come forward so it catches in the little circle. So you're going to go around it. And then we'll come over here to the bobbin. So I'm going to stick my bobbin thing on. Okay, and then it wants you to loop it around from the back around to the front like this. And then it's got little thread cutters underneath, so I'll go ahead and slip my thing in there. Click it, and so if you see when I did that, that light over here turned orange. So I'll do it again. So right now it's red, and when you click it, it turns orange. So that means it is ready to start winding, so I'll go ahead and click it. So when it's about finished, it'll start like jumping where it won't continue winding. So once it does that, you're going to push the orange button. So you see how it starts jumping? So we'll stop it, and there's our bobbin. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and load the bobbin in the Brother PE800. Okay, and so I've got a loaded bobbin here. Okay, so here we go. I've got the loaded bobbin. And so you're gonna wanna match the picture here. So we want the spool to spin this way. Okay, so we want the thread coming off like this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in there. Note there. You want your string to slip underneath this little silver bar. So I'm not talking about this track, I'm talking about right here. There's a little bar, it's got a little hook underneath it. You want it to slip in there. And that's the tension disc for the bobbin. If you skip that tension disc, your string's gonna come out all wonky. And that was like one of the biggest mistakes I made when I first started using the machine, was not checking and making sure it's in that disc. So now for the top thread, we're gonna go ahead and grab our spool of yarn, or spool of thread, whatever this is called. Okay, and you're gonna wanna make sure you match the top with the right size, otherwise it'll give you wonky tension issues. So got that slipped on, and we wanna make sure our thread is coming off this way. So we want it to wrap up and around, okay? And so for threading the thread, you're gonna follow the solid line. So we'll start here at 1, come around. So we'll come around this bar, we'll loop up and around. We'll come down, and then we're gonna loop up and around 3, make sure we get it in there. And then there's this little metal hook in here. You wanna make sure that you loop it from this side around to that side. We'll bring it back down. So now we're down here at 5. We're gonna come in and hook it in this little metal bar right here, right on top of the needle. So we'll hook it in there. Now from this point you could just thread the needle, however I like to use the needle threader. So you'll hook it in this little loop and stick it in the 7 tension disc, and then on the side over here there is a wire cutter or a thread cutter, and so I'm just going to cut my thread, and then I'm going to pull this lever down, and that's going to thread it through my needle. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and thread it through the foot down here. And there we go.